You ever go through all the trouble of swapping a motor into a Jeep and realize that that little coolant sensor back there on the head, it's not there? I may be wrong. I don't know of anyone that's tried what I'm fixing to try in this video. But I put this motor, this is 89, so it's the Renix, which doesn't really matter. They used the sensor in the back of the head up until 96 on Cherokees. I don't know about the rest of them. Grand Cherokees. Anyway, that don't change the story. So I had this Comanche. It was like an 89 model. And I had a motor out of a 96. Put it in there. 96 should have had the port in there. Didn't think twice about it. Got it all done. And then I went to look for the sensor to screw into the head. It's not there. So somebody has probably changed the head on this 96 model motor or put a 99 model motor in a Jeep, in a 96 Jeep. So let me show you. If you didn't know, right back there, that little clean spot is where this sensor right here is supposed to be. I've extended the wire from back there and I've adapted it down, but if you've got a 91 and up, it's already got a sensor here. So this is kind of cheating. I've got another Comanche. I did the same thing right there in it. But I think I've got something even better than that. And I'll get to why I'm doing this here in a second. So like this is a newer model head. You can see that's where it should be at. It's just not there. So this one, pretty sure, has got a 180 thermostat. For whatever reason, the temperature does not read right. I just got back from town. It's about 85 outside. And this is actually warmer than driving down the road, but that's as warm as it's ever showed. Got the air conditioner blowing and everything, and it just will not show any temperature. Not the perfect tool for the job. Let's see, give or take somewhere around 180. That's probably 180 thermostat. So that gauge right there is telling you it's 125, 30, when realistically it's about 180. Looking like some nice blocks if you need them. But right here you can see that one is drilled and tapped, and you see that one is not. You can, if you've got a motor before you put it in there, it's just eighth inch pipe thread, you can drill and tap it. I've done it several times, but if you forget it, then the firewall, it's in the way. I had a question. Yes. Are you doing a video about this plug back here? I am. My Comanche, I just went to town. It never got over like 120. I know that's not right. Oh. With a 180. Well, I just sold a boy and his dad a head, and they told me they needed X whatever. Well, you know, the later ones, some of them had them, some of them didn't. Yeah. Well, he didn't even ask, so I just sold him the part number head that he needed. Long story short, I told him how to drill tap that. But what I was going to ask you, have you made a video yet on how to burp all the air out of the system? Well, it's not really a video. You just take the upper heater hose off and pour antifreeze until it comes out. You need to make a video, because I'm not making fun of the people that I sold the head to, but they struggled with that. And to us, it's easy, but I think to some people that's never done it, it's kind of complicated. You need to go through the whole procedure. I'll put that in the list. I did sell one motor, same principle. They went from there and used the drain plug for the block, but the way water flows, it comes in across, and by the time it gets there, it would still be colder than this temperature up there. So now, to the point. Justin has a head. Sorry. I don't really know why it's bad, but that's bad. And one day, I was working on one, and again, there's where it goes right there, and I was just looking at the head, and I was like, no way. There's a spot right there. It's right on top of the exhaust. That one goes in right on top of the exhaust. So I drilled it, and it's got plenty of room that way, and then I tried to use a stepper bit just to get down in there and see. So that's the part I don't know. I don't know if that sensor is calibrated differently to read different back there at the back of the head, or if the front of the head, because there's no reason that sensor should be reading wrong at the front, but it goes back here. It's funny you say that, because they asked me the same thing. They said, when they got it in, what is your problem? That it's running a little bit too hot or too warm? I don't show temperature. Yours won't show temperature? See, I think his was, he said his was running a little bit warmer, but I don't think they got all the air out of it. Yeah. So I get accused of being scatterbrained. I am scatterbrained, but I'm trying to teach you stuff, and I don't teach you right now, I'll forget and never say it again. I had a Cherokee, and I think we just put a head on the motor. No, it was running hot. We put a head on it, still running hot. We put another head on it, still running hot. And I was like, this is impossible. It's a 96 model. I had been buying cheap sensors. I don't have one to show you, but it actually screwed in so far that it was resting against the exhaust port. So I guess that little gap from there, let's see, where's that one? See, this one, same principle. If you screwed it in all the way, and it would be resting like right about there and be against the exhaust. So that's just something crazy I've run into, but that's not everybody's situation, not my situation.
Word of advice, boys and girls.
Right.
See this mud in here?
That's not supposed to be there.
That's not supposed to be there, and I ain't tore it apart yet, but. Where I was going with that was my warranties are usually pretty. I stand behind my stuff, but if you bring it back and I can scratch mud out.
Yeah, that should be. It should be non-warranty. So I'm gonna let that thing cool off, and I'm gonna be the guinea pig. I'm gonna get.
The guinea what?
I'm gonna be the guinea pig, drill it, tap it, and see if it works out. And if it does, y'all have some good information to carry home with you.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Got the Comanche draining antifreeze. This one has a fully aluminum radiator, and I actually was able to get a screwdriver and like jab at it and reach my hand up in there. If you got big arms, I don't know how you do that. That's a terrible design, but I always teach stuff in my videos, and check this out. You see how it's just about done draining? I wish, well, let me just let my air compressor quit running. What else can I teach you before then? Got the area cleaned up, and I did realize that's my spot right there. So I'm gonna have to Dremel the valve cover out. Yeah, y'all should be able to see that. Just Dremel a little out. I think aluminum would probably be fine, but pretty sure I've said it in the video, but there's just no way to get drills and stuff like that with the tools that I have. I'm sure somebody, I mean, even a right angle drill would be very tricky. And then you gotta tap it. So I got a center punch, and then that is just going to be, this is a Renix setup. This shouldn't even have a sensor here. So I'm just gonna cap that back off. I did get rid of the puke bottle. That's for the aluminum radiator there. But got a center punch for that. Got my drill bits. I'll show you those in just a second. Those things are so cool. I don't know if this crappy camera will zoom in, but bottom right there, that's the taps. Let's see, I'm doing 8 pipe thread. I need 11/32. I need a better camera. I'm just on a budget. Yeah, perfect example. Right now it's done draining. If you don't crack this hose right here or loosen that, I guess you could just loosen that. But this sounds cooler. Listen to it. Did you hear it? Surely you can hear that. Yep, and you can hear it started leaking. That if you don't loosen that, it can't get no air, can't drain the system. So get a little more drained out of there. She's spraying now. Gotta love drain system on Cherokee. These things. Buddy got them for me. They're literally like a, you can't see down in there, there's a square hole, and they got like an O-ring up top. Just bragging on cameras. But if you can kind of catch a glimpse, it's for a socket. So some of these are quarter. One I'll be using 8 pipe thread. It's 3/8 ratchet. So very handy. They don't fit perfect, but it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna sit y'all down and Dremel that out and blow it off. All right, let's see. Gun. Noise. Alright, well, that didn't go as easy as I was hoping for, but it got the job done. So now we need a center punch. Scatterbrain coming back. Before I forget to tell you, you can look at another one, but the threads actually lay in like at this angle, I would say 7 to 10 degrees, something like that. Don't make a difference for this. Oh, it's so scary. That should be good. This will probably be the head I drill in the wrong spot. All right, let's drill a hole. So I'm just gonna get a stepper bit. That way when it goes through, it doesn't just blow through and then break the bit off in the inside the motor there. Probably need cutting oil, but be all right. Don't forget the angle. Need more pressure. Much easier when the motor's out, I will say that. I believe that went through. We'll blow them shavings away. I did think about closing the radiator back off and building like a leak down test to pressurize the whole system to make sure it blows up, but I think it'll be just fine. I seen on TV one time they said if you put grease on there it'll keep all the shavings. I don't think that was true. I don't think they wanted to pull the whole turbo system apart. So, but I'm doing it anyway. I ended up a little closer to the valve cover than I wanted to be, but maybe it'll go. I'm gonna back the camera off. Y'all probably can't see as good, but this part I probably wouldn't recommend, but my buddy does it and I've started doing it. This is a impact. Let's see if we can get her in there straight. I'm gonna get some comments off that one. As long as you got good taps, I've had good luck out of that. I mean, obviously, be smart with it, but so now I need that sensor right there. See how good it fits. It's gonna be my shortest video ever if this all works out. Well, if I brag, something will go wrong. I think we're good. Some people may say you need some kind of thread tape sealant. I don't know if it leaks, I'll get it tighter, but I have used it. I'm not saying you can, I just don't think you have to. So that, still see clean thread, so that's good. I didn't want to go down too far. That's good and tight. Now we can run our wire back. I hope this goes that easy at home for you if you have to do this. Probably wouldn't use the impact. So ain't much to see. Like I said, I've got this. I'm just gonna block it off there now. I'm gonna use that as my coolant bleed. Got that back on. And it's just, you see I got it a little bit that towards the valve cover too much. I would have come back out center that little boss, I guess you'd call it there. But as far as now, I guess, just put coolant back in it. And I'm pretty sure I've changed the sensor. That's what I was sitting there. I was like, hope I ain't making this whole video and it just be a bad sensor. But I think I bought like 2 sensors and changed the thermostat. Yeah, I mean, you can tell I've changed the thermostat and it was showing like 180. So we'll see. I'll own up to my own mistakes if I don't, though. So I was sitting there thinking, if y'all got any ideas for stuff like this, I may not respond, but I usually do read all the comments when I sit down. But any ideas that you can think of that ain't been tried or you ain't seen tried, just let me know. I put them on, I write them down, and when I have opportunity is when I do them. I can't just stop what I'm doing to test everything, but let me get this thing topped off. Get you one of these funnels, they're worth it. Hopefully it runs the same as it did before. Let me get it warmed up, we'll see what it does. I got my hopes up. So far, I don't know how good this thing works, but thermostat ain't opened up on 130. And if I can get the camera in there, we are higher than we've ever been. It's actually way up there. Oh, come on, work good. I don't know what it's doing, but I'll see you in a second. I think it actually worked. Check it out. It's been running for like 15 minutes, letting that air out and all that crap. But she's up to operating temperature. So I don't trust this thing. It's just something for video proof. Turn 70, so that's where it's at the start of the video. Check this out. It's right where it should be. That's where it'll idle with a 180. Sweet. I expected it to work, but I'm still in shock that it actually did work. That's a game changer. I've been doing this so long, and I just now seen that and thought about that idea. That's wild. Still in disbelief. But let me get this cooled off. If you can see, it's completely dark. But tomorrow I got to deliver a motor, so I'm gonna drive this town, make sure it's all good. That's a game changer right there. I know if you never had to do it, you're wondering why it's such a big deal. But like this was all jerry rigged up, and then you can't do that, and you got to take the head off, and yeah, if you put it on, well, you get what I'm saying. If you put it on the bottom, it wouldn't read right. So maybe that's good. We'll drive town, see what it does. All right, here we go. Even got a turbo diesel in the bed. Should up the towing capacity, see if it'll run temperature. I just pulled out of my driveway, and it's already about as high as it's ever been. Yep. I live about 2 miles off the highway. We just made it to the highway. We are right on point. Like I just showed you earlier, sitting right where it should be. That's cool. That's got to be the simplest, I feel like, best video ever done, because I've never heard anybody doing it, but I feel like that's going to